let's talk about F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. I think that this is probably, in disagreement to Hemingway, the only American novel. So Hemingway said that Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn is the only American novel. I would disagree. I think in modern times this is the only American novel. To give you some background information on The Great Gatsby, it is the understanding of the American dream and the beauty of it and the problems of it. We've talked before about the idea of the American dream. It is this wonderful notion that in America and the country that we've created, it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. If you work hard enough in this country, you can have some modicum of success. You can be what it is that you want to be, and you can be free. That's the main thing, right? Now, I can hear all of you guys right now with your, yeah, but wonderful. That's exactly what you should have. You should have a lot of immediate sort of, yes, I understand that concept, but is that really true? Because that is what we've talked about before. That is the seeking of knowledge. And when we talked at the very beginning of the year about Plato's allegory of the cave, it is more fun and it is easier for us to sit in the cave of ignorance, right? And to be right. We see the things on the wall and we're like, I know what that is, and I know what that is, and I know what that is. But that's not really knowledge, and that's not really enlightenment. And the American literary movements are that constant pendulum swing, whole swaths of society going, we thought we had it right. We didn't have it right. We really didn't have it right. We were in a cave of ignorance the entire time. So they go out into the Enlightenment and they're like, look at this brightness, look at this, now we understand. Now we know that in order for man to be created equal, we can't have slaves. In order for us to say that all people are created equal, we can't deny women rights and all of those things. One of the big aspects of that pendulum swinging away from ignorance is the understanding of the problems of capitalism. Capitalism is fantastic in that it gives us money and purpose and all of those things, but it's problems. It's got problems, right? Just like the American dream is fantastic, but it's got problems. I am not here ever, ever, ever to tell you what you should think. If you at home right now are going, I don't agree with that. Good. Absolutely, completely and totally disagree. And when we meet together on Monday, when I have the Google Classroom, and we all meet together and we do a Google Meet, we can have those great conversations. But what I'm presenting to you is an argument. So F. Scott Fitzgerald writes a book, and in this book, it is someone from the Midwest who is a little bit affluent, not great affluent, but he goes to some very rich areas in New York, and he is inundated and overwhelmed with this crazy lifestyle. And it's the lifestyle that during this time period, during the 1920s, everyone is supposed to want. Everyone is supposed to want this carefree, whatever lifestyle, and he is blown away by how kind of disgusting it is. It would be sort of like if you decided, hey, I'm going to go from my house and I'm going to go and I'm going to live with, insert famous celebrity here who has outrageous amounts of money, right? You go and live that lifestyle for a while and you're like, wow, this is amazing. But then after a while, you're kind of like, I feel kind of icky about this. I feel like there's just a little bit too much money here. Now again, I hope some of you guys are like, Kohanim, I disagree, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of money if you earned it, so on and so forth. Again, absolutely disagree with me. That's really important. That's part of what literature is supposed to do, especially American literature. It's the idea of being independent and having your own thoughts and forming your own thoughts. And those thoughts can't be tested on a state test. Anyway, when we talk about novels like this, there are so many aspects of philosophy in here, and that's why I really love it. And if you guys can see how much I've annotated in this and how well loved it is, it's kind of like my Emily Dickinson book. It's literally falling apart, right? It's falling apart. So it's fun. I'm going to walk you through in a different video how I annotate. The big thing that you need to remember is that there is some nihilism in here. Remember, we talked about the idea of nihilism and how nihilism is a little bit misunderstood by most people. Most people think that nihilism means believing in nothing. This is more the construct of nihilism, meaning that purposelessness can have consequences, and those consequences can be horrifying and deadly, but they also can lead to a greater freedom, right? And ultimately, it's one of the saddest, sweetest love stories. And I'm a sucker for a love story. So anyway, I hope you guys decide to go with The Great Gatsby. I really hope that you decide that this is going to be the book that you're going to read for your choice novel. For the choice novel, because I know you guys are worried, you're like, oh my God, my grade. You have a timed writing with the Harlem Renaissance. That's going to be on turnitin.com. Again, go to Kohanim Web like you're supposed to. Read the instructions there. I'll be available on Monday to explain everything to you, to answer any questions that you might have. You will have another smaller assignment on USA Test Prep, because we still have to prepare you for the milestones. Even if you think that you're not going to get them, they might happen. So milestones. So we got to prepare for those. So just be aware that there's some homework there. But the main thing that I want you to focus on is, now that you've created your democracy, now that we've gone through some of the aspects of American literature, you're out of your Puritan village, you've gone through transcendentalism, you've dealt with Gothicism, aka Kohanim going crazy, you know, all of those things. Now you are struggling with the self in society, and that's where you are right now. So you get to choose your novel. You might want to do an independent novel, meaning that you choose something that it has to be an American author and it has to be age appropriate, so please no Captain Underpants. You might choose something that no one else has read, or if you've got a group of friends in the class, why don't you guys all choose the same book? It needs to be fiction. All the parameters are on Kohanim Web, so go check it out. But again, if you want to read with me, I really strongly suggest that you read this book, because this is, I think, the quintessential American novel. Okay? So I'm going to stop the video, and I'll see you guys, excuse me, I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.